are just starting to learn about proofs. So here is your warm-up. You have to get out a sheet of paper for this, and you have to write explicit instructions on how to make a PB&J. Be sure to include details, and I will take out all of the materials that I have, and that will be your starting point. You cannot start from a different location than what we have. We have clothes jars, we have bread in a bag, we have a butter knife, and napkin. Go for it, you have 3 minutes. Right. Who wants to volunteer instructions? Go for it. Can someone else read Connor's instructions? Perfect. Emily.
Wait, it's not legible.
That's okay.
Because
That's okay. She's just going to talk me through it. It's just so that other people... Okay, so the lesson today is on proofs. And we've been kind of ramping up to it for a while. But the whole point of proofs is so that somebody else can read your thing, and regardless of your handwriting, it has to be understandable. So Emily's going to read it aloud to me once so that you don't adjust it as I go for it, because it's going to be kind of a tricky thing. And so that she can kind of see your process. Okay? That's why I volunteered 2 people. Okay, Emily, talk me through it.
All right. Number 1, open all containers. Number 2, take out 2 pieces of bread from bag. Okay. Number 3, take knife and dip into jelly jar and scoop of something of jelly and plop onto one side of bread and spread it around bread. Okay. Take knife and dip into peanut butter jar and scoop, I can't tell what that word is, of jelly and plop onto one side of bread. Oh, sorry, that was peanut butter and spread it around on bread. Well, it's after that the second piece of bread.
So sad.
5. Slap these. Slap these bunnies together. Jelly on PB and divulge into ecstasy.
Okay, so it's a hilarious activity, right? Because he had to be so explicit, and even so, that doesn't look like a PB&J I particularly want to eat. There's not enough jelly, there's not enough peanut butter, it's kind of haphazardly together. I'm not raining on your parade, I think you did an excellent job. A lot of people have problems with the whole opening container thing. But do you see how explicit we have to be in order for other people to understand our instructions when we're going through a process from a given point? Okay, so that's kind of where we're going today. So what does it mean to prove something? Just in the outside world, what does it mean to prove something? If you're proving your argument, if you're proving to your little sister why she shouldn't bite you, what are we saying when we say I proved my statement in the outside world? Go for it, Kendra.
You're giving evidence to support
You're giving evidence to support what?
your argument or your answer.
Okay. Okay, and is it just any old evidence?
Well, the evidence has to pertain to what
Okay.
you're talking about.
Good, good. Can anyone else add to that just a little bit? Go for it.
Giving a reason.
Okay, giving a reason why your statement is true using evidence. All right, I like that. Does that kind of reflect what you guys think it means to prove mathematically? What do you think it means to prove mathematically? I know you guys haven't proved anything yet. I know this is your first exposure to it. Go ahead.
Like to show your steps each way.
Okay, to show your steps. Yeah, that's kind of Kendra's evidence, right? Is to start from somewhere and then prove your steps. Exactly. And that's what proof in mathematics is all about, is taking a basis of already known truths and showing your steps to get to the next thing. Now, the only hitcheroo in math is that we can't make any leaps. So if, I don't know, sometimes we can assume things just because we're making that argument. So I am a woman and I have long hair, but Emily is an exception to that rule, and so we can't always make those leaps. And that's really true in mathematics, where we have to be really particular about where we start and what steps we take from there. Okay, so proofs are showing how something is true in mathematics by starting with certain things and only making logical statements and logical steps from there to arrive at a conclusion. So the whole point of proving something is to arrive at an ending statement. How do we know something to be absolutely true? What does that mean? For your example, it might be to have excellent evidence, or to do.
I was just saying math, if you can solve it a different way
Yeah.
than you did the first time, and you
Okay.
get the same answer,
Okay.
then it was true.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So being able to make steps regardless of how you take them. Okay, I like that. Now on a different flavor of things, what does it mean to be congruent? We've talked about this before, you've seen all kinds of examples. We've done congruent triangles and congruent rectangles and congruent lines. What does it mean to be congruent? Go for it.
Well, like if it was congruent triangles, they would be the exact same measurements and they would fit onto each other perfectly.
Good, good. So it's not necessarily equal area, which isn't what you were implying, but you were implying that their measurements were the same. Exactly. Okay, good. Yeah, that's exactly what it means. to be congruent is that the measurements of each thing is the same. So if I wanted to prove that these two triangles were congruent, what would I have to do? Go for it.
Show that all of their angles and all of their sides are the same.
Good. So we're going to have to find that all of their angles and all of their lines are the same. And we're going to start with a certain amount of information. And we're going to have to prove your statement afterward. Okay, so you're going to use your warm-up sheet of paper, and you're going to look at this image. Can you guys see it? Do I need to rewrite it over here? And I'm going to give you a few given facts, because this picture is not sufficient, right? You can't tell that those two triangles are congruent just looking at it. But I'm going to give you a few givens and just try to explain why these two triangles would be congruent using logical steps and using only things that we know. So we have to remember to be explicit and use things that we know to be true and go exactly from one step to the next, right? Because when we said that you were proving an argument, then we had to be able to go from each step regardless of how we took it. Okay, so the given things that we have are AB, the line segment AB, is congruent to the line segment ED. So this one is congruent to this one, and C is the midpoint of BD. What does that mean? What does that mean for BD?
They're equal.
Good, Natalie. They're equal. Okay, and AB is perpendicular to BD, and ED is perpendicular to BD. Okay, so these are the things that we know. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 things that we know for sure about this drawing. So we are going to prove that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle EDC. So use the paper from your warm-up and try to just talk your way through it. I know it's going to be pretty rough. I know this is your first exposure to proofs. But we're just trying to use what we know about proving anything, going from one step to the next, using only our resources given, and making very concrete statements as we move from step to step. So you have 5 to 6 minutes. Go for it.
Sorry, are we using?
The sheet you use the warm-up.
Oh, okay. Right, yeah. Thanks.
You are explaining that these two triangles are congruent
Okay.
from the given statements, only using logical steps that you know for a fact.
Can I move over there?
Yes.